Yes. I'm here. I'm here with WWE Hall of Famer Ron Simmons and Lancaster. Yeah, it's working. You're a man of many words, aren't you?
Oh, without a doubt. You know, you look, people are shocked when they see that I have an expansive vocabulary. They're like, "What? He can speak."
Well, you've been speaking since back in the day, like '86 when I saw you on World
Yeah,
Championship
but then they
Wrestling.
thought maybe I'd fail down, and then the only thing I could say was just one word.
Okay,
You know,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's your moneymaker. This
Yeah.
interview just started.
Hey,
But
there you go.
how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Doing good, buddy. You know, I couldn't be happier. You
Man,
know, finally get a chance now, you know, at this point now, and I'm one of the fortunate ones, you know, I get to lay back and smell the roses a little bit, you know.
How do you smell?
Very, very sweet. Very sweet.
Well, you got the Georgia attitude, the home state of mind. I got family in Georgia.
Oh, yeah, all right.
And they live in Lawrenceville.
Oh, yeah, I
don't
know
how
exactly
far,
where that is.
I don't know how far that is from Warner Robins.
That will be probably approximately around like 140. To be exact, yeah, 140, 150.
Hour 40, hour 50?
Yeah, you'll be going like 285.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then down to 285 to 75 south.
Well, it's great to catch up with you because I first met you in Baltimore, Maryland, site of where you won your first world title, being the first black champion.
That's right.
Which my stepfather was.
Now, I like the way you just phrased that. Now, see, you know what? Now, let me stop and give you some props for what you just said.
Okay.
Right? And you know, a lot of people take this wrong out of context when they say, I'm the first African-American champion. Now, no, I'm the first black.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, world champion, just
Yes.
as you just stated.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's my preference.
Yes, mine too.
You know?
Well, I say black because, African, the whole slave trade and the genealogy to me is far diluted.
Well,
and it mixes.
And just to expound on it from my standpoint, so I can give you a little clarification on that now. And the reason I prefer black because now, although it has been said that all of our lineage might go back to Africa, but hey, as far as I go back with my ancestry, my people were born here, so I prefer to use black. I'm a black American.
Well,
so that's why I prefer black.
Well, my lineage, to be descriptive, goes back to the Carolinas. If somebody said, "Go back to where you came from,"
Well, so you understand what I'm saying?
I was born in Hawaii.
All right.
I was born in Hawaii and spent time in Virginia, and then came up to Baltimore. But if anybody said, "Go back to where you came from,"
exactly.
just go down to North Carolina, South Carolina, because my mother's from the North, my father's from the South.
So you understand me.
So, and you're from Georgia yourself.
Exactly.
So I wanted to ask you about Florida State. No, I hardly hear anybody talk about that. You and Bobby Bowden did WCW. They did bits about it, but something for the new generation that they never heard of. Like, how was your relationship with the coach and your playing?
Well, fantastic, man. And I know this sounds cliche, and then people have heard it from players in the past all the time. But in my case, it really was real. It was a father-son relationship because my father had abandoned me and my siblings.
Oh, really?
When I was like around 70 years old.
Okay.
So you're understanding that right then it was very much in need of that point in my life for someone to step in with as a father figure, and he was there for me. And I mean, when I say that, I really do mean that.
Mm-hmm. I had a situation like that. My parents divorced, and I didn't have a black male role model in my life, and I had my stepfather, who was a big fan of you and Butch Reed back in the day, and he, gave me a kick in the pants, whooped a little bit, and that was it.
It's a good thing he did.
But now these kids, kids are walking around. They like they test tube babies. They ain't got no dad. They ain't got no mom. Mom partying.
Well, the values have just deflated, And one thing that's terrible about it, man, the kids now having the kids at such a young age.
Yeah.
They are kids themselves,
Yeah.
I mean, how can the kid raise a kid?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I think, and particularly when I say this in the black community, because I'm black and I see it.
Black words coming.
You know what I mean? And that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say, it is something that we should be taking a look at more and getting at the roots of what's causing a lot of this among our own culture.
Yes.
Without going out first and blaming someone else for what has happened to us. Let's look first where it starts.
Yeah.
And that's with us.
Yes. And honestly, I wanted to interview you because you're a WWE Hall of Famer, but also you have a life outside of WWE.
Absolutely.
I always wanted to know, what do you do off the off outside the ring and in front of locker rooms, instead of saying that one word that they pay you lots of money for.
Yeah.
And just want to know, what do you do outside the ring?
Well, you know what? I'm a as far as when it comes to hobbies, I'm an avid outdoorsman. I love fishing, hunting, things like that. I enjoy the outdoors. And secondly, as a hobbies, I like collector cars, and particularly older
Really?
muscle cars. Yes, I'm a pretty fair mechanic myself.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've restored quite a few cars in the past. Give you an idea, like 70 Novas, 66 pickup trucks, 57 Fords, 77 Corvettes, things like that. Yeah.
Oh.
I get into that. And it's really relaxing for me. And I really sink myself into that, man. I really enjoy doing that. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, so you can wild Snoop Dogg with your cars, just have a stunt game with them.
Hey, I can hook it up now, Yeah, and outside of that, I'm a pretty private guy when it comes to like my personal life. When it comes to like when, family, kids and things like that. Because I really take a lot of pride in being the best that I can be at being a father, husband, and things of that nature. So, and I try to balance it out. And so far, with the help of God, things have gone really well.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4.
You have 4 kids?
Yes, 2 boys, 2 girls.
I have never heard this before. Again, this is the whole solid thing about Ron Simmons. The football player became a wrestler, WWE, and that was it. I never heard anything else about you. And again, to reiterate, this is what I want to know, and that's why, I wanted to have a full-on interview, but I had to shorten it up just a bit because we got business to do. Maybe I would like to have a part 2 if time persists us and everything. But but for me, you said outdoorsman.
Yes,
I love outdoors too. I just don't hunt.
Yeah,
I do long trails and.
Now listen, no, not now. And I know how people are, and not to cut you off or stop you there, but I know how people are when it comes to animal rights and, poor animal and all that, okay? I don't hunt just for the sport of it.
I love that. I love that.
When I hunt, brother, listen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I enjoy the game that I go out for.
Yes.
It is done like the right way, okay? Yes. It is done. If what I don't take home to eat and preserve myself, it is given to or donated or something to a charity, all right? Nothing is going to waste. I don't bring no heads home, okay? No, none of that. No antlers or none of that stuff is mounted.
Well, who do you give to if you can't take it home?
Yeah, like you would take it to like where they would have like a food bank or foundation that would take the game, but you get it done, processed the correct way. Okay. Right? It's not just taken there wrong,
Well, I have a friend who fishes for sport, and I just get disgusted. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I get disgusted when he holds the fish and then he throws it back, and I'm like, look, we could eat that.
Yeah. I mean, now, see, me being a fisherman, now, I know you get it as long as he don't tear the fish up, but don't throw it back in there if it can't survive.
Yeah.
All right? If it's not going to survive, you got to eat it.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to cut it short, though. I'm gonna try to get a part 2, maybe later on tonight if we could, if the time.
Well, go ahead. What else? Do you have something what you want to ask me?
No, but if there's anything, can we? How do we reach out for social media?
Yeah, well, my kid is just bringing me up to date on that, and I'm now just starting to expound on that a little bit more because, like I said, I'm a pretty reserved guy, and I've been so exposed to the world, for that matter, for such a long time. Right now, I'm just enjoying me, So at some point in all, I'll probably, get out there and do a little bit more expounding with the social thing, But right now, I'm just enjoying being me, man, and enjoying this newfound freedom I've got and coming out to get a chance to do interviews like I'm doing with you.
Oh, thank you. Well, Shy Lounge, people love you, and thank you very much, Ron. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
And you have any more words to say?
Well, I just got, I'm a man of very few words, and I just really can't think of anything else to say other than damn.
All right. Thank you very much. Sorry to press the time on, man.